Good morning and welcome to our watercolor journey. This is the painting for today. It was about experimenting with different techniques instead of creating a masterpiece. The colors I used is Ultramarine Light, Alizarin Crimson, Aureolin, burnt Sienna and burnt Umber. The paper I used is Canson Heritage Rough 100% cotton. The brushes, Escoda Perla number 12 round and Escoda Perla number 8 round. I use a Rosemary Co Sable blend trigger number 0. Also use salt and a store card. Here is my basic sketch outline. I did not work wet on wet. I started wet on dry. The colors I used at the top is Ultramarine Light, and this created a wet and wet environment. I blended out the color to make it lighter and softer to a horizon line. I added some Alizarin Crimson to make the sky warmer at the top. As you can see, I worked around the house and didn't let any color get into the house area. This is called negative painting. I started adding in yellows and blues to create greens on the paper, so blending was happening on the paper. I added a variety of colors to the bushes on the right hand side again, just to create interest and also to help create some earthy tones within the trees and the bushes. I darkened the bottom area of the plants and started with a cool color at the back. I added some yellows and greens and added some burnt sienna and burnt umber and some more yellows to the front of the painting. I wanted that foreground to be nice and warm and have more intense colors. I added a little bit more color into the background bushes, just adding colors on the bushes and intensifying them. Now I'm creating random marks on the paper itself. Creating shadows within the bushes in the foreground. I dripped in some water to create blooms. I used this to create some texture on the paper, and let's see if this works. I pushed it even a little bit further and added some salt to the foreground and in the bushes at the back. Now it's time for the paper to dry. Now it's time to work on the house. I started with a roof and created a variety of colors. I used the Siennas and even blue just to create some variation in the warmth on the roof. Then I intensified the color and made it dark so that I can create color onto the windows and the little pillars in front of the house. Now it's time for the second layer on the bushes and the trees so that we can build up those middle values. There's a little shadow underneath the roof. I think the blooms and the salt created wonderful texture on the paper. It's still about mixing our pigments on the paper itself. I wanted to see what happens with these colors when you just leave them to its own. A little bit of dry brushing in that mid-ground. Also another way to create texture. Building up those values in those front bushes and the back trees and bushes. Because we do not want our trees and bushes to be flat without any interest. Some more dry brushing. Now in the foreground, dry brushing to enhance the texture and give some detail. It definitely helps to work with a limited palette. In that way you will not create a big mess and confusion in your painting. In that way everything will be connected. Don't be afraid to mix colors and create your own interesting color variations. detail. I'm using the store card to scratch out some detail in the bushes in front. Now it's about finalizing the details. I didn't want a stark white house, so I added some color, cool on the left hand side's walls, and made it a little bit warmer on the right hand. I decided to make the roof a little bit more vibrant and added a layer onto the previous layers. And now it's just about adding details, little shadows, extra little marks. And you just need to decide when to stop and say enough is enough now. I think at least we've got a little bit of a variety in the colors on it, and the values is also quite distinct. We've got our light, middle and dark values. It's time for the signature. I'm done. Please like, subscribe, and comment for us, please. Thank you for watching.